Hello, Billy the Artist here, and we're back with another how to draw video, and we are using these wonderful cheap from Poundland and many other places felt tip pens. These cost me £8 for a load, and we've seen how good they are. Last time we did Pikachu, and prior to that the last how to draw were these guys from The Secret Life of Pets. Now, one thing I didn't explain last time was the paper. As you can see, Pikachu is on this white paper, and I'm doing that for these felt tip pens. Whereas when I use the trusty 2B pencil, as you can see, the paper that Duke and Gidget and Max and Snowball are on is a slightly off-white colour. So just to preserve the absolute zingy colour of the pencils, I've done this on this absolutely crisp white, nice paper. Whereas my normal drawing paper is this, it's just cartridge paper. It's this lovely, nice, slightly off-white cartridge paper, and it's just got a little tooth in it that grabs the pencil. So that explains why we've done these. So anyway, today we are doing another Pokemon monster, creature, character, whatever you want to call them, courtesy of Pokemon Go being slightly bonkers across the planet, and it is Jigglypuff. So we're going to use these cheap markers, and it's going to follow up from doing Little Pikachu. And like I say, the previous ones, if you like and subscribe, you'll be kept up to date with all the new videos. But these are on the How to Draw playlist. And I also put the quick little time lapses up, so as you can see the full art in quick succession. Now, here we have the nice white paper for Jigglypuff. And I am going to do this quite quickly. I'm just going to put a couple of little marks on. So, Jigglypuff is in the centre of the page. So, we've got bottom foot there, and she looks like a bit of a big circle, and she's made up of lots of circles. So if you check out How to Draw Anything parts 1 and 2, part 1 shows you how to use shapes. Now, I've put these marks on for where the body is, because the body is just a giant ball, she's a giant circle. And then her ear coming off to the sides is a triangle. So I've put these marks on where the bottom of her body is. So I am going to draw, now you could actually draw a giant box. So we'll do that and just fill in the shape. So you've got a bit of a full box there, and that'll help you to draw the circle in. So if we draw this circle fully in fact I'm going to come down a bit lower. These are your construction lines, this will help. Now then right here will come about there, and that's just a giant triangle. Inside her ear is another triangle, and that's coming inside her head. And here, kind of in the centre, you've got, and it comes over to the centre line, you've got a giant circle for her right eye, and then another circle inside. If you want absolutely perfect circles, get a pair of compasses or some round things. Then you've got the big quiff of her hair on the top. Again, you could draw just a big box there. There's a big rectangle. And you can then draw, that's a bit like the golden mean. Just a very arty thing that reduces down in thirds. And there's this spiral where you kind of get the shape of a shell going in. And that's what is going down there. And then off the quiff. The quiff is a bit like a T. If you look there, you've got a bit of a T there, or a reverse J. So this eye on this side, if we bring that quiff out, this eye on this side is more of an egg shape, with a smaller one inside. And remember, we'll leave the big white. Then you've got, coming off the top of a quiff, another triangle, and then the black inside for that triangle. Her eye, to the right of her eye is a left hand, obviously she's facing this way, and that's just a triangle. A bit like just a simple fin. So in between the two eyes, we've got another triangle, which is a mouth, but round, rather than doing just a straight V, you can do a V, but then round it off, and then put the curve inside for a tongue. And then her foot is in line with her mouth, and then in the middle of her eye coming out to here. Again, you can just put a V there, that's a hand, and then you can curl it off quite simply. Now that's very simple, light construction lines. And then we want a right foot. Again, you can put a box if you want, a rectangle shape, and then fill that in. And in the description and in the cards as well are all the links to the previous Pikachu, but also the links to the How to Draw Anything parts 1 and 2. So please do check them out and share them out with your friends, because the comments that have been on there have been lovely, because it's helped so many people making drawing fun and simple. So that needs to come back a bit, using the shapes like this, and you can see in a very short space of time I've got the basic shapes down. Now again, we are going to use these cheap markers, and I'll start off, this is the second picture that I've done with these felt tips that I bought over 8-9 months ago, and we're going to start from the top because we've got the construction lines in. So on that triangle for that ear, we go off there, and then you can see there's just that little bit sticking up over the top. Now use the curve of your hand for the inside as you're coming round for Jigglypuff's body, as far as you can get. Now when you do this side, if you just try and use your fingers, it won't go, so use your arm and get your arm moving, get your elbow off the table and use both your elbow joint and your shoulder so that it moves freely. And then just practice tracking it, and that way you'll find that you can draw a bit of a better circle type line using your hand, or you could just flip the paper round. So you could turn the paper round and use the inside curve of your hand. So as I did that bit there, turn the paper around and then do the rest of the curve. But again, use your arm and get used to using it that way, because sometimes the size of paper you're working on and where you might be drawing won't allow you that freedom. So again, you've got this curve here, so you've got this kind of T on Jigglypuff's quiff bit, but we're going to do a nice swirl all the way around. You can either go out from that way or back. I'm going to start here, and we're going up. My elbow isn't on the page. Again, you can go over your lines and make them a bit thicker if you want. And then you can see Jigglypuff's quiff. Put the top of her head in, then do the triangle for her ear, and then connect that one down there. And we'll do her left eye. Again, this is a bit of an egg shape, and I'm just following the construction lines. And then the next one in, leaving the white outside, but you can see there that it's closer on this side than it is there, so you got that nice white gap going round. Same thing on this eye. And again, I've just had my arm going round, but make the circle there closer at the top than it is at the bottom. And then when we colour it in, you can leave the white highlight on. Now again, her mouth, you got a light little curve at the top, a bit of a smile. And you can fill that down, and then you can put the tongue in. Left arm is just that little fin shape. Right arm, the curve coming down up to the hand, and then the feet are just like almond shapes, ellipses, nice and simple. And you can see in How to Draw Anything Part 1, lots of ellipse work, which is quite nice. Now again, this has got slightly thicker lines in different places, so if you want, you can go over your lines and thicken them out in some places if you want to. Like the tongue there, you can make that a bit thicker. but that's a purely personal preference thing. I'm just going to colour in quite quickly, as we've got all Jigglypuff, so we need to fill in the black of her ears. And that fills that in, and the ink hasn't given up yet. It's got quite good coverage. You can see it's just starting to not fill on that, but these are really cheap. You know, you're talking £1 or $1.30, $1.50 if you're in the USA for these felt tips, and that's done quite a good job. Now we need a very light lilac come pink type thing. Now I'm not sure if we've got that kind of a lilac or a pink. See, this is where the sets are great, but they're not brilliant. So I'm going to try... Oh no, that's a bit sharp, that's a bit of a dark blue. Right, this is a bit of a pink one, so we've just done a quick test. And I'm using the side, you can see how I'm holding it, to fill in quite quickly. Now it's not as light. Oh, excuse me, bouncing Jigglypuff around. Let's get her back on the paper, stick that down. I'm using the side to try and fill in. Now you can get even some cheap felt tips that are big, fat and chunky, but your amount of colours that you have, and some of these sets come with 50, I don't even know, 28 pack this is. Didn't even read that when I got it. Some sets you get have 50 or 100 different colours, so you'll have a lot more tonal range, the colours of the rainbow, to enjoy and do your drawing with. So that'll keep you entertained if you've got a huge set. Now again, if you've got pencil crayons, you get sets of pencil crayons for Christmas, you might have a lot more range of colours as well, and you could get a pink colour and you could press on very lightly, like I showed you with the 2B pencil. The lighter you press on, the lighter line you actually get, or colour. So you could actually fill in this shape on Jigglypuff, all of her body, quite lightly with a very light lilac pink crayon, and then put her shadows in. See, that's quite zingy, that is. And the slower you take, like I say, she should be this kind of lilac come pink. Trying to leave the white so that she shows out the colours. But when we put her eyes in, that should make the background. Now that's zingy, that is very zingy. But remember, these are cheap crayons, felt tip pens, which is great. So now we will use, these two reds actually look very similar, but still, we don't know. Anyway, I'll use the main red for the tongue, where I'll fill all of the back in as well. And then if we use that brown over the top, and that is given that shadow colour. But what we want is Jigglypuff's shadow now. And that's a slightly deeper tone. Now if we go over this with the same pink and just double up, you're getting the shadow underneath. Again, this is being limited with the amount of colours that we have. There's the shadow on the foot and all the way under the body. Now the end of this is starting to give up already. but it's done a good job to get this far. There's the shadow under her body. And over the right foot. See if we actually use, so that's a purple, but that is a mega zingy purple. Yeah, that's a bit too zingy. But now we want the turquoisey green. See, I'm going to go for that one. That looks quite hopeful. Oh yeah. So we draw a circle, little egg shape on that one, and a circle for the highlight on the pupil. And then, oh no, that's pretty good. So if you think these felt tips have lasted over 8 months and they've not been used and they've not dried out, there's quite a good colour. Now the pink is a bit shocking. My daughter, whose nickname is Pink, she has her own vlogging channel, Pinky Doodly. She does her hair pink quite a lot. She'd quite like Jigglypuff, I suppose. But she'd think shocking pink is fine, because she quite likes pink. She has a pink parrot on the back of her motorcycle. Anyway, there is Jigglypuff using simple quick markers. Now that's quite good when you consider that these are cheap felt tip pens from a cheap store. That's quite a good thing. I hope you've enjoyed that. That was good fun. Again, that matches and goes with Pikachu, so check that one out as well. But please do like and subscribe for more updates on how to draw videos, and we'll see if these felt tips can do one more before they pack up. But that, I'm quite pleased with that for a quick how to draw video of Jigglypuff from Pokemon. Anyway, take care. See you again soon. Ta-da.